We've finally been approved for the operation in Norvan Falls. Norvan Falls. Dumb name. The initial blasts yielded rock falls from the surrounding cliffs, but small flakes have been reported as well. So, the water has been a bit of a problem, and we've got some close calls with cave-in risks. But so far, we've reached the target quota. Some of the guys have been more stressed than usual, but it's probably just because of the constant soaking state we're all in. Boots full of water all the time. We've hit a decent amount of gold, but it's less than expected. It's weird though, the samples indicated much more gold than we found. But what can you do? Sleeping has been uncomfortable. Most of us have weird nightmares. We all suppose it's because of a gas leak? Anyways, we have a lot of time. So we looked up what Norvan means. And apparently it's got something to do with the quest for higher truth. Some junk hikers came up with. MOCC is paying by the hour, so we're taking all the time we can. I feel something. It feels kind. Warm. Reminds me of my mother's chicken soup when I was sick as a kid. The gold is more frequent now. It lines the walls, and every so often you catch one of the guys staring down the glimmering tunnels. The nightmares are getting more specific, vivid, and they feel real. We've tested the air, nothing. So we're going deeper. This isn't right. It feels like happiness down there, but the visions. One in particular. A man on fire. Even when we aren't asleep, he invades our thoughts. I can't even remember my wedding day without him being somewhere in that crowd. God, those eyes. Sometimes the guys will mine for hours straight. They don't want to leave. Too curious, maybe? We got a guy who's really freaking out. He says he feels his skin burning, like the man wants to make himself known. I'm not a religious type, but this feels like some sort of purgatory. Whatever's down there, it's bad, good, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've almost got all the cold Epsilon needs for that new radar. Then we can get the hell out of here. We found a strange opening, a cave. It's like the inside of a disco ball in there. Tons of gold. We don't even need light in the air. We don't know where it comes from, but we can see bright as day. No one's complaining. Some of the guys have been getting into tanning down there. We moved all the stuff down there, so we can work down there 24/7. It's nice. We left up there. He's getting a chopper to take him to Epsilon for medical attention. We did find some pretty weird formation on the far wall, some shapes like feathers. It's pretty cool. Seems pretty rare, so we took a couple selfies and pictures and slipped off the beers we had. Quite the drinking spot. It's so pretty down here. Everything is soaked and we hear rain outside, but it's comforting. There's a rescue party, and they've been trying to get us out. We just don't. The water is up to our knees, and sometimes we just float around, staring at the ceiling. I think this is my last entry. I know my wife won't understand why I stayed, but it doesn't matter. I need to stay. This is where I belong. This is heaven.